When you think of Egypt, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably the sun, right? The pyramid, endless desert. But what if I told you that reality is changing, and fast? We're about to dive into how Egypt is tackling one of the most unbelievable paradoxes of our time.
I mean, it sounds crazy, doesn't it? A desert, a place defined by its lack of water, suddenly drowning in it. But this isn't some ancient riddle. Nope, it's the new, unpredictable reality in the Sinai Peninsula. And it makes you wonder, what if a catastrophe could actually be a blessing in disguise?
For thousands of years, the story of this land was written in sand. But now, a totally new chapter is being written by water. That old postcard image of a dry, arid landscape? It's literally being washed away by a new, violent reality. Massive, destructive flash floods.
And let's be clear, we're not just talking about a little extra rain. Climate change is fundamentally rewriting the weather rulebook for the whole region. We're seeing these biblical torrents of water that appear out of nowhere, carving through land that's been bone dry for centuries and just destroying everything. Homes, farms, entire livelihoods, gone in minutes.
So how in the world do you fight a threat that's so sudden and so overwhelming? Well, the first part of Egypt's strategy is to see it coming. They've built what you could call a digital shield, a seriously high-tech system designed to anticipate the flood, not just clean up after it.
At the very heart of this shield is the National Emergency Response Network. You can think of it like a digital nervous system for the entire country. The old days of different agencies not talking to each other, they're over. Now, every single emergency service, we're talking civil defense, ambulances, you name it, is linked into one command center, all looking at the exact same real-time picture.
And here's the really brilliant part. The whole process is incredibly simple. It all starts way up in space, where satellites spot the rain clouds forming. That data gets beamed down to analysis centers that predict exactly where and when that downpour is going to hit. And then, boom, a single alert goes out to all agencies at once. The result? Emergency crews are on the ground, in position, before the storm even begins. It's a total game changer, flipping the script from reaction to preemption.
But predicting the storm is only half the battle. So what happens when that wall of water actually arrives? Well, that brings us to part 2 of the plan, this massive physical infrastructure designed to tame the torrent. It's like a giant concrete sponge.
It's the multi-million-dollar question, right? It's great to know a flood is coming, but what do you actually do with a biblical-scale amount of water? How do you stop that destructive force and maybe, just maybe, turn it into something useful?
Well, the answer starts with this number, 95. Egypt has built 95 new dams. Their main job is to act as the first line of defense, to break the terrifying force of the floodwaters and start the process of slowing them down.
But you can't just stop the water, you have to hold it somewhere. So the next layer of this concrete sponge is 25 absolutely massive artificial lakes. These things were engineered specifically to contain the insane amount of water that comes pouring down from the mountains. And finally, to make absolutely certain that not a single precious drop goes to waste, they've built 515 ground reservoirs. So you have this whole integrated system, dams, lakes, and reservoirs, all working together with one clear goal: capture every last bit of that rain.
Okay, those are some huge numbers, so let's make this a little more real. Let's zoom in on one key project, the Al Rafaya Dam. And this thing is so much more than a wall of concrete. It is a genuine lifeline for the entire region.
So the dam has a few critical jobs. First, it literally shields the major city of El Arish from being wiped off the map. Second, it stores just a staggering amount of water. But maybe most importantly, that water slowly seeps into the ground, recharging the natural aquifers. And that, right there, is the fundamental source of life for the Bedouin communities of the Sinai.
So we've seen the digital brain and the concrete body of this whole operation. But the real success story, the true heart of all this, is the incredible impact it's having on people's lives.
So get this, during just one recent storm, this network of structures managed to collect 2 million cubic meters of water. Now that's a massive number, but what does it actually look like?
To put that into perspective, it's enough water to fill 800 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Just try to picture that. Water that, just a few years ago, would have brought nothing but death and destruction, is now safely stored, ready to be used as a strategic national resource. It's an incredible turnaround.
And for the Bedouin people of the Sinai, this isn't just a minor improvement. It's a complete revolution in their way of life. For generations, their entire existence revolved around the constant, exhausting search for water. Now, for the first time in their entire history, They have a stable, reliable source right outside their door.
And this new water security, well, it provides the foundation for everything else. Their homes are finally safe from floods, they have consistent water for drinking, for daily life. It's even opening up brand new opportunities in agriculture, like cultivating valuable medicinal herbs that are native to the region. It's giving them the stability to finally build and plan for the future.
Now, this local impact is amazing, but you have to zoom out because it's all part of a much larger strategic vision for Egypt's future. This whole system isn't just about water. It's being treated as a cornerstone of national security.
And there's one little detail that tells you everything you need to know about how seriously this project is being taken. This number right here, -27 meters.
That's how far underground the command center that runs this entire network is buried. Housing the control systems 27 meters below the surface sends a very clear message. This is not just some civil engineering project. It is a top-tier national security priority built to be resilient and protected from anything.
It's just like President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said himself. This massive investment is about so much more than water. The goal here is to build the fundamental infrastructure that will allow the country to face the challenges of the future and to achieve a real takeoff into a more stable and prosperous era.
So, we end up right back where we started, with a question. In a world where more and more places are facing this double threat of extreme drought and extreme flooding, could this audacious project in the Sinai desert be more than just a local solution? Could it actually be a blueprint for survival in our rapidly changing world?